Mic check. One, two. Mic check. One, two. Hello, everyone. Good morning from the East. Good evening to all of you out there in the West. Today is Monday, January 26th, although I know it's January 25th for people out in the West. Nice to see you all. Let's just get this out of the way. I am still sick. I I'm feeling a lot better, but I'm still sick. And I'll tell you this much is it sucks being sick. How many of you have been on a diet or working on your journey? And let's say you just started on your journey and then you get sick. Let's say you get sick the first week of starting your new routine or whatever it is. For many of you, and I'm sure this is something that you can relate to because this is something that's related to me. If I get sick in the middle of me on my routine or whatever, I'm like, well, this sucks. I don't want to do this. Forget it. Let's just start whenever I feel better. And I have learned over time, I have learned through imperfect consistency that I can't just walk away from it. But it doesn't mean that I don't have bad days because I'll tell you what, I've been sick now for the last 5 days and it wears on you. I remember getting sick the first day and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to fast this off and I'm just going to rest and I'm going to do all the right things and I'll be fine. And it worked and it was helpful. But then day two passed, day three passed. And then yesterday, I was just tired of it. I'm just like, I'm just so tired of being sick. In my headspace at that point, I was like, I can't lift weights. I can't do this. I can't do that. What else am I going to do? I might as well just eat. And that's what happened to me yesterday. I had one of those days. And that's kind of where the reality sat in for me because it's not like I wanted to work. I didn't want to be busy in another kind of way. I just didn't want to lay in bed anymore. I wanted to go out. I wanted to go for a walk. I wanted to go and do things. And here's the thing, I tried. I'll talk about this in a bit, but me being sick, and for any of you who have been sick or have been thrown off on your routine because you get sick or you're not feeling the best, it wears on you. And sometimes I've worked with many people because I don't get sick often. Knock on, well, this is glass, but knock on wood. This chair is wood. I don't get sick often. And so sometimes I have a hard time relating when people talk to me about getting sick. I'm like, just rest, take care of yourself. You don't have to eat bad. You can still make good choices while you're sick, which is true. You can. But I'm just saying, after a while, after a couple of days of being sick, there was a point where I'm just like, I'm so tired of this shit. I just want to eat something awful because I'm just laying here doing nothing and I just want to watch whatever. And that was yesterday for me. And I'm just hoping I can be 100% soon. So I'm talking to you right now. I mean, I didn't even touch my bed. I just rolled out of bed and I said, okay, let's do this live stream because I really considered and asked myself, should I do this live stream? Should I just rest another day and do absolutely nothing? But it's Monday morning here and I'm like, I got to do something. We got to like figure something out here. So I figure let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Before I continue on here, I want to say hi to people who are in here in chat, to Deja, to Eric, to Nessa, peace to all, Lori, Aisha, Maggie May, Paradox. Who else is in here? Andre, nice to have you. Good evening. I'm sorry, everyone. You're going to hear me sniffling or clearing my throat, and I apologize. And if that's gross, I don't know what else to tell you except that I'm sick. Put on the tiara. Priority A, Ronnie, hello. Middle Age Grind, Gia, Mrs. Angeles, Lynn, hello. Good evening or good morning to you all, depending on where you're from. So it's nice to see you. It's nice to have you here. Fran, I see you in there as well. The writers, hello, welcome, welcome. Um, so I don't even know where I'm going to begin here. I just want to be here for accountability. I want to let you all know right now that I have been sick for the last couple of days. I have not been able to lift weights because I have considered, I was like this close to going to the gym to lift weights. And I knew that if I went to the gym to lift weights, that number one, I was not going to have the strength to do what I normally do. And two, I just don't think it would have been the wisest thing to do. Um, I know what my priority should be. And I will give this advice to anybody here for the future. If you find yourself getting sick or you're not feeling well, my advice to you is rest until you feel better. Yes, you can still make very mindful choices when you eat. Yes, you can still fast while you're sick. I would just say stay hydrated. That's probably the more important part. I'm not saying you have to fast either. I'm just saying if you're going to literally be doing nothing in bed, or if you're literally doing nothing but being in bed all day, you probably don't need a ton of calories. You'll probably be okay. But I also understand for many of us, when we do get sick, it's like, well, I'm not doing anything. This is boring. What do many of us do when we get bored is we eat. And we usually eat things that are more entertaining to us than broccoli, chicken, and rice. And that was a day for me yesterday. Wanda, Jesus, Wanda. Wanda with a $20 super chat. Wanda always coming up with the huge donations. Wanda, thank you for the generous $20 donation. Wanda says, so sorry, I can't stay. Wanda, I mean, the fact that you say you can't stay, but you're dropping a 20, I mean, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wanda says, so sorry, I can't stay. Early work day tomorrow. I know I'm a little late on today's stream. 29 hours into a 48-hour fast. Congrats to you, Wanda. Lost 4 of the 5 pounds I put on. Congrats. At the end of this month, it'll be 3 months of aerobics and strength training every day. That's amazing. That's amazing. Congrats to you. Get well soon. Wanda, thank you so much. Congrats to you on your consistency. And I'm sure it's been an imperfect journey, but a consistent one nonetheless. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Congrats to you on always showing up, on always doing what you need to be doing. So thanks again, Wanda. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, I am sick. I'm on the mend though. I feel a lot better. And maybe I can go ahead and take some time and talk to you all about what being sick looks like and how you can still stay in the game of fasting and losing weight and still working on your weight loss levers. Um, where can I begin here? Actually, I haven't even shared my slides yet, so I need to add my slides in here. Now, I'm going to take time and talk to people in chat, but I just want to go through how things have been with me for the last 5 days or so. Remember, this is an accountability live stream. This is a place where I will be sharing my journey, my weight loss journey, my fasting journey, what my fasts have looked like recently or in the past, what my weight has looked like recently or in the past. And on top of that comes how I've been feeling, what my exercise looks like, so on and so forth. So as my slides get processed in here, and as I share the screen, today is Monday, January 26th, 2026. For some of you, it might be January 25th, especially for people out in the West. I'm out here in Manila, so I'm way advanced in time here. I'm from the future, everyone. Today is day 813 of my journey. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. I have lost this weight and kept it off for over 2 years, although in the last 5 days, I have put on a good amount of weight because I've literally been doing nothing but staying in bed and eating Jollibee fried chicken and polvoron and hopia from the corner store around my place here. But I have been doing this for a while, and it has been a long road, and it has been an up and down road. A lot of wins, and for some days, a lot of hardships. But the thing that doesn't change is my consistency and showing up and reminding myself that no matter what happens, no matter how good, no matter how bad, I need to show up for it. No matter how good, no matter how bad, I need to be transparent about it and be honest about it and stop hiding things and stop pretending it didn't happen. Because when I start doing things like that, is when I start to tailspin, is when I start to do things that I know I shouldn't be doing more often than not. There's nothing wrong with going out and eating a little unhealthy every now and then. There is nothing wrong with giving yourself a break every now and then. There is a problem, though, if this becomes a recurring cycle. This is a problem if this is something that happens on a regular basis. If your bad days outweigh the good days, that's when a lot of this becomes a bigger issue. So sometimes you might ask, well, how many bad days is too many? And that number can vary, but I always like to tell people I like to abide, at least try to abide by an 80-20 rule, meaning that 80% of your days should be your good days. 80% of the time, you should be keeping up with your fasting regimen. 80% of the time, you should be keeping up with the way you eat, the healthy choices that you make. 20% of the time, go for broke. 20% of the time, you want to take a day off, that's fine. If you think about it in a 30-day time frame, that's about 5 days in a month that you do that. That isn't so bad. But are you saying, Jerome, that in 25 days I have to eat healthy and work out and be mindful of the things that I eat? Yeah, that's what it means. I mean, you should be anyway. Your health should be your number one priority. That should be at the top of your list. Because what have I said before? Without your health, you have nothing. And I say that with a very heavy heart today because, again, I am very private with my private life, but I had family call me today, and someone very close to me is going through a health related issue right now. And when I got the news of that today, shortly before this live stream, it really affected me because it's somebody that's very close to me. And I was just like, and it reminds me of how important it is that we continue to take care of ourselves and do the best that we can, because the moment that something happens and we become incapacitated or we cannot function like we normally do, what how your life changes in an instant when you lose your health. That's the best way I can put it. You might not think about it right now. You might not care about it right now because it hasn't happened to you personally. But think about that with friends or close family. Think about when something big happens that affects their ability to function or their capacity because something happens to their health. Think about how their quality of life is affected. And think about when I tell you why it's so important that your health becomes number one before anything else. Why you prioritize it before anything else. Because once you lose that, it is for many people so hard to get back. or so hard to get back to that 100% of where your life was when you had that health. So just something to keep in mind. I have been sick for 5 days. So let me just share with you what these 5 days look like. So on Thursday, on Thursday, I got sick. I woke up in the morning and my throat was a little scratchy. I was very congested, and this was Thursday morning. And I was starting to have a headache, and my headache was like right here. And it was a sinus headache. It was like congestion. The congestion was so bad that like I could not breathe out of, and we've all been through this before. I couldn't breathe out of like one side of my nostril, and it was annoying. And the only way I could clear it would be to lay up in bed, and the headache wouldn't go away. And I was just so tired. And so I said, okay, you're sick today, Jerome. Today you are going to do absolutely nothing but lay in bed. And that's what I did on day one of being sick. Because for me, I ate, I think, 5,000 calories the night before. And I said, okay, I don't need to eat today. Today will be my fasting day. I'm going to keep the lights off. I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I had to live stream that day for my autophagy group, and I could not because it just wouldn't have been, I just wouldn't have been able to do what I normally do. I was not feeling it. And so I took the entire day off. And I even told myself, I said, okay, Jerome, you can lay in bed, you can drink your water or have a 0 calorie drink if you want. And the interesting thing was, I was so tired that day one of being sick, that I couldn't even just like look at my phone. I literally just slept the entire day. I would wake up every now and then. I would scroll through my phone for a couple of minutes and then I would go right back to sleep. I think I ended up sleeping like 12 plus hours, 13 plus hours that night. Now, here's my mistake. If you see here, the day after, on that day when I did nothing, I had 72 steps. I recorded 72 steps. So on Friday, I woke up, I felt a lot better. I felt like, okay, I know I'm still sick, but I feel better. This is my mistake. This is something that I need to learn to be better at in the future, because what ended up happening is after taking one day off and resting, the next day I felt better. Even though I knew I was still a little sick, I felt better and I decided, no, I'm going to go out today. I'm going to go enjoy the day. I'm going to get my steps in, because you know what happened? I started to feel guilty. I felt guilty that I didn't get my steps in. I felt guilty that I couldn't do the things that I normally could do. I felt guilty that I wasn't doing the things that I thought I should be doing, when in fact, what I should have been doing was just resting. But no, stubborn me, who can't take his own advice sometimes and should have just rested, decided, no, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get my steps in, and I'm going to enjoy myself. And so what I ended up doing on Friday is I took 18,000 steps that day. I broke my fast at 43 hours. And the thing is, I didn't even stay around this area. I decided to like go to other parts of Manila and check other things out. And I mean, I was going to say, I literally was out the entire day. I spent a day, here's me at like a bakery. I ended up getting some things over here. Later in the evening, I went to this part. I'll remove the audio. I went to this other part in Metro Manila, and I was just out, and I was literally walking around, going places, doing whatever. And I was out for the entire day. I took in 18,000 steps, and I really pushed myself that day. And the problem with doing something like that, the problem with just getting right back into it the next day, even though I knew I wasn't fully better, was by the time I came home that evening, I knew something was wrong because I was completely exhausted. I felt like I was completely drained. And normally, if I get 18,000 steps in, that's just a regular day for me. That isn't a big day. I can do 20,000 steps and feel fine. I ended up breaking that day. I believe I can't even remember. I do have it in my stats here, but I did eat quite a bit that day because I was like, well, I fasted, and so I ate a lot. And then the next day, even though I knew I wasn't feeling as good, I went out again because it was Saturday. I'm like, well, I want to go out on Saturday. This is my day off. This is where I go do things and whatever. And so then 2 days in a row, I go out. And then yesterday, when I got up, it's not like I was sick again, but I was just completely drained. And I was like, okay, well, you're not going to get your steps in. You're not going to do all of this again. And if you look here, right? If you look at where I was at. So on day number 1 of being sick, I literally did what I was supposed to be doing. I stayed in bed, I fasted, took 70 steps. That's it. The next day, I fasted for 43 hours. I walked 18,000 steps. And then the day after, I broke it 18 hours. Still took 14,000 steps in. And then yesterday, I broke it 12 hours. And yesterday, when I was dead tired, the only walk I did is when I walked over to the Jollibee by me to get an order of fried chicken and spaghetti. So I had 1,800 steps and I literally rested the entire day yesterday. And so today, this morning, yes, I'm feeling sick, but I feel better. My only regret is I feel like I would have felt a lot better if I had just rested maybe 2 days in a row instead of trying to push 18,000 steps the day after getting no steps in because I felt guilty about it. Now, this is a learned moment for me. One of the things I'm very proud of is even though I've been sick the last couple of days, I've still tried to make some good choices here and there. Yes, my eating has increased. I've been eating almost every day. In fact, in the last 6 of the 7 days, I have been eating. And I have this whole thing here is I have not eaten this much in a while. And I guess in a lot of ways, what I feel very listen, I'm not proud of pushing up in weight, but what I am proud of is that even though I've only eaten in the last, or even though I've eaten in the last 6 of the 7 days, it's not like my weight has shot up 20 pounds like it used to because the way I eat is so much different than the way I used to eat. Because you'll even see, yes, I'm not eating, I'm eating way more than my 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories on a maintenance day. So you'll see 5,000 calories, 2,600 calories, 3,400 calories, 4,600 calories. Yesterday, I ate 6,000 calories, but outside of that day, my calories have been pretty much in check. So, yes, I've gone from 145 to 150, but it also isn't the worst thing in the world. So, in a lot of ways, I take pride in that because I know, and I say this a lot, I know what old Jerome was capable of doing. Old Jerome would have been capable of taking 6 to 8,000 calories down, 8 to 10,000 calories down, 10 to 12,000 calories down, and not blink an eye. Old Jerome would have been able to do that, but old Jerome would have also shown no accountability and would have said, well, nobody's going to know. I can just eat this because I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start, and I don't do that anymore. That's not something it's a really bad habit that I had And I know many of you probably still deal with this. How many of you are in here right now telling yourself that you're going to start tomorrow? How many of you are about to day one it tomorrow? How many of you can actually admit to that? That you could be like, you caught me, Jerome. I'm watching this right now because, yeah, tomorrow is going to be my day one. I am starting tomorrow. One of the reasons that my weight doesn't just bounce up 20 pounds like it used to is because I'm learning to put controls into what I'm doing. If you and I talked 2 years ago and I said to you that I ate 6 of the last 7 days, there's no way that I would only be up about 5 pounds. I would be up about 15. I would be up about 25. It's growth. It's a change that even I didn't think I would be capable of. Now, I'm not proud of being up in weight. I'm not. In fact, I feel very bloated right now. I am not looking forward to doing Fit Check. I purposely wore this very tight shirt today just so you can understand what it looks like to have this bloat on me. But I also do it because it's a reminder of, okay, Jerome, you keep eating this way, this shirt isn't going to be your favorite shirt, and you're not buying any new, bigger shirts because you need to get yourself back in check. So that's why I do this. That's why I share what I'm doing and how things are going. Now, here's the thing is, and I don't know if I have any other slides to share. I don't actually. That's all I really wanted to share. Oops, that's from last time. That's all I really wanted to share with where I'm at today. I just wanted to get that out and show you that, like, hey, I've been sick the last couple of days, but it doesn't mean that I've been eating 10,000 calories, not stepping on the scale, because I have. I still step on the scale. I still hit a timer. And even for many of you who think it is pointless to do that, well, Jerome, why even step on a scale? You know you're going to go up in weight. Hey, Jerome, why even hit a timer? You know you're not going to fast as long. That's the entire point, is because I am keeping myself aware. One of the important things when it comes to your journey is that you do not hide. You keep yourself transparent. You keep yourself honest about what you're doing. I understand if you can't step on a scale because you're afraid that if you look at that number, it's going to cause you to do things that you shouldn't do. What do I mean by that? You step on the scale, you don't like what it shows, and then you eat. You overeat. You say, well, that's what the weight is, so who cares? I'm going to eat this anyway. Right? If that's the case, that's a different story. But one of the reasons that I will hit my timer anyway is because if I fast for 12 hours, that's a reminder to myself. This is what happens when you fast for 12 hours and you eat the way you do. That's why the weight pushes itself up, because it's no longer a surprise. It's obvious that the weight is going to go up. But when I see that number on the scale, when I look at my timer and I see that I only fasted for that long, and I correlate that to pushing up in weight, or I correlate that to, well, my clothes fit tighter, or I feel bloated, I shouldn't be surprised. In fact, doing something like that puts the awareness back in my head. When I live stream and I share this with you all, that puts the awareness back in my head that it's like, okay, Jerome, get yourself back together, do what you have to do, and keep pushing. Now, obviously, I'm a little sick. I'm not feeling 100%. I know I'm not going to be able to do a lot of the things that I have normally been doing until I am 100%. I mean, if you were to ask me right now where I'm at, I would say I'm probably like 85% is my guess. I feel pretty good. I feel like I could probably go to the gym and I could probably lift decent. I just don't know if it's the right time to do it. I don't know if I need maybe one more day. And even fasting wise, honestly, what I should be doing today is I should be fasting. I ate 6,000 calories yesterday. Yesterday ended up being a fuck it day. Literally. Yesterday, I was just in bed doing nothing. I felt sorry for myself. And this is the bad part about it. I'm sure many of you can relate. When you feel sorry for yourself, when you feel like, well, I've just been doing nothing, I didn't even get my steps in. I got to the point where it's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And that's what I did. If you want a clear cut picture of what I ate yesterday, so yesterday, and this is where the change is, right? Because this is how old Jerome would have done it. Yesterday, if old Jerome would have said, fuck it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, it would have been Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, have it delivered to my door, end of story, right? And I would have ordered the unhealthiest foods possible, picked out the most ultra processed foods at the store, and be done with it. But yesterday, even though I told myself it was going to be a fuck it day, I started with, I had some bananas. I think I had corn. And what else did I eat in the morning? Um, I know I have my list here, but I don't have it in front of me. I guess what I'm trying to say is instead of just walking out the door or ordering whatever delivery to my door, I just found whatever food I had at home and I tried to eat on the healthier side at first. And I had some coffee with cream. That was like my splurge, right? Bananas, corn, and some coffee in the morning. That's what I had because that's all I had, right? And then I didn't eat anything throughout the rest of the day. And I didn't eat until later in the evening. But later that evening, I was like, okay. So I walked over to Jollibee. I didn't have them order it to me. I said, Jerome, you aren't that sick. You can go for a walk still. It's just going to be a short walk. You're just going to walk to the Jollibee, which I did. And I ordered like a 6-piece chicken. I ordered a plate of spaghetti. I ordered a burger. I ordered some rice, and you better believe that I ate all of that. And then I went to the corner store and I got some polvoron, which is like some Filipino dessert. I had some hopia. Um, I had like this peanut butter bar. And yun lang. That's it. Sorry, that's in Tagalog. And that's all I had. And I know it could have been worse because I know what I'm capable of. It still ended up being 6,000 calories. Don't get me wrong, it was still a lot. But the fact that I have eaten 6 times in the last 7 days and my weight for it to just push up around 5 pounds isn't the worst thing in the world either. I know that I will get back on it. I know that once I start feeling better, I will be back at the gym lifting heavy again because I absolutely miss doing that. But here's the things that haven't changed. I didn't stop hitting my timer. I didn't stop weighing myself on the scale. I didn't stop still trying to make good choices where I can when I could. Because on many of the other days, I did not eat that way. On many of the other days, instead of going to Jollibee, I was eating shrimp. I was eating chicken that was not fried. I was eating a lot of white meat. I guess it's just interesting to see the shift in me. And a reminder to all of you that even if you get sick, even if you go on vacation, even if you have a long weekend, even if you eat back to back days, it does not have to mean that it is time to make the worst choices in the world and go completely south. If anything, what I'm showing you right now should be a reminder that you can still find progress and still move forward and still lose weight by practicing imperfect consistency. That is the important point that I'm trying to make here. Even as I'm sitting here right now and I am sick, I'm still trying to do the best that I can for myself. Yeah, I'm going to have some days where I feel like, well, I don't want to do this shit today. I just want to lay down. I just want to eat some shitty food. And then when I feel better, right? But I also know I don't have to go completely all out and eat the worst things in the world and just make it doubly harder on myself when it is time to get back into what I need to get back into. So um, that's all I have to share when it comes to that. I'm going to take some time and talk to chat just to see how everyone in chat is doing. Deja says here, hope you're feeling better, Jerome. Like I said, I think I'm about 85% now. Also, have you seen the viral Japanese cheesecake trend? with Biscoff, Greek yogurt, and sugar-free cheesecake Jello. I have not, but that's really interesting, Deja, because and for many people who have watched me for a long time, Biscoff cookies, yogurt, and sugar-free cheesecake Jello are some of the things I usually make when I make my desserts. I will usually add Fairlife protein milk with that. I will usually add protein powder in it to make things higher protein, lower calorie. So that's interesting. I have not seen that trend, but I'll have to take a look. It's a healthy swap, and I tried it. I mean, it's very similar to. I mean, I don't know what these look like, but um, I'm just saying I know those ingredients. I've used those ingredients, but thanks for sharing. Eric says, "Hello, all. Had a bit of a 20% day with friends over. Hopefully, you had a good time, Eric. I made you you made count. You made Italian sausage and Italian beef. Is that what you made, Eric? I've been gone now for almost 3 months. I've left Chicago almost 3 months ago, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss a good combo. And everyone loved them. I would love to hear more about this, Eric, because I'm guessing you didn't have jardiniere. I don't know if any of you know what jardiniere is, but you can't have a combo without jardiniere or some at least sweet peppers. So I'm curious what that recipe looks like. Inspired by the old refeed videos. I love that. Up in weight today, but planning various fasts to get back down 2 kilos. 83 and a half this morning, doing carnivore today as it's a public holiday, but still have a few meetings, so I will watch the replay. I appreciate you showing up here, Eric. This is also just a really good example of someone saying, hey, I had a day where I ate a little extra. I ate a little more than I should have. I ate a little outside of what I normally eat, but I'm back on it, right? Eric is somebody that stays on carnivore, who primarily eats that way. Now, as you are watching this, does that mean I'm telling you that you have to eat carnivore? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't eat carnivore. That's not the way I eat. I'm not saying there's one particular way of doing it, but what I'm trying to tell you is figure out what works for you. Figure out what way of eating is sustainable, is enjoyable. And I've said this as well. This isn't rocket science. We all know what good, clean, healthy eating looks like. Almost always whole foods, eating within your calories. And of course, it doesn't have to be scientifically, I have to eat this many, it has to be. It doesn't. We all know that clean foods are not super processed, ultra processed. We know for the most part, eating foods that are clean and whole are good for you. We don't have to pick the nuances here, because once you start doing that, it becomes like this pissing match of and it's dumb. So eat the way that works for you, that keeps your health in check, that keeps your weight down, that can be long term and be sustainable, and keep on with it. Thank you for sharing with us, Eric. Nessa says, hi all. Hey, Nessa. I too have been sick for the last week. Hopefully you're doing okay. I feel like something is getting passed around. I guess it's just that time of the year. I normally don't get sick often, so for me to catch something, I don't know. It sucks. I don't like getting sick, and it's probably because it happens so infrequently. But I mean, right? I can only control what I can control. My kid brought home, or my kid brought a stomach bug from home. Or I'm reading this wrong. My kid brought a stomach bug home from school, and it's been terrible. Easy to fast though. Well, I guess there's some pluses there. Today I felt better, so I refed with high protein. I love to hear it, Nessa. And that's somebody working on the diet lever, right? Understanding that I'm like so gassy today. Anyway, the diet lever, making good choices, prioritizing protein, prioritizing fiber, right? Like there are a lot of things that are outside of fasting that are just equally as important. Peace to All says, hello, fasting fam. I'm currently eating every other day with 48 hours between each single meal. I love that. Down 4 pounds so far. Congrats to you, Peace to All. This regimen seems to be working well so far and easy to stick to. And like I said, long term and sustainable are the keys to success when it comes to this. Thank you for sharing with us, Peace to All. Lori says, hi, everyone. I just broke a 65. Congrats. Yum, yum. Get well soon, Jerome. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Andre with a $10 super chat. Andre, I appreciate your support as always. Thank you so much for your continued support. Andre with the $10 super chat says, J-Man, 813 days is remarkable. Thank you so much. Real discipline on display for the rest of us. And remember, yes, discipline for sure, but I want people to also understand that this is imperfect consistency. Remember, this isn't 813 days of pure on 100% give it my all type of deal, right? This is just me saying, hey, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Was today a bad day? Yeah, it was, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still marking it down. So I appreciate that though, Andre. I've been doing a lot of the treadmill, which you love. Andre knows I hate the treadmill. And I really love it. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, I'm sure as well. My mom is calling me. Sorry, everyone. We just someone very close to me. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it right now. So, um, get well, brother. Andre, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I guess what I was trying to say is the treadmill is probably, or the walking pad, they're probably a lot of people's best friends right now because of the weather. I mean, unfortunately for some of you, it isn't 80, 85 degrees like it is here in the Philippines, or somewhere around 20, was it 27 to 29 Celsius. I'm starting to understand the Celsius now that I've been here for almost 3 months. I've actually changed my phone now to show me Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, which is weird, but I mean, I live here now, so why am I still reading in Fahrenheit? Anyway, Andre, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I lost my place, I think. Let me scroll here. Aisha says, I'm currently on day 9 of fasting. Remarkable, Aisha. I mean, I know this is your strong suit, so congrats on 9 days in. I didn't get much sleep, but I'm down 2 pounds from yesterday, 22 pounds down total. That's amazing. My morning weight today was 190. Congrats to you, Aisha. Congrats, congrats. I'm so sorry, everyone. I should maybe I'll mute my mic when I'm coughing or sniffling through. Paradox. Paradox, have I seen you before? I think so, right? Recently? Paradox says, I've been practicing fasting since spring of 2025. Well, maybe not. Went from 197 to 131. That's amazing. So in about a year, right? Less than a year. Gained back some water weight and maintaining around 134 to 139. Congrats, Paradox. What type of fasting have you been doing? What's been working for you? Have you been flexibly fasting, kind of just like a longer one here and there, a couple OMADs? I'm just curious. I'll read through it later. Thank you for sharing with us. Maggie says, spent most of the day outside shoveling and trying to get my car dug out of all the snow. My mom texted me, I think 2 days ago, and she was just like, "Andami snow," or I don't know exactly how she said it, but she was just saying there's so much snow. So I can only feel for you all since it is not part of my life currently. I'm in pain and just took a pain pill and going to bed soon. Maggie, I hope you're feeling okay. I was gonna say, I know you don't have anyone helping you out with the snow there. I know that with like my aunt and my uncle, they were just complaining. They live in Toronto. They were complaining about all the snow that they had to shovel. So um, I'm so sorry, everyone. Like, I just I have a lot of congestion, and it's still like running through me. So I'm hoping this will clear soon. I know it's gross. It was either that or not stream today. So I'm just like, if it's gross, I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with it today. Maggie, hopefully you're feeling better. Uh, do you typically do all the shoveling? Is there someone that helps you out at all? I'm just kind of curious with that. So just take care. Um, Hopefully it's just temporary and you'll feel better later. So I'm sure we'll talk soon, Maggie. Take care. Take care. Judy, thanks so much. Judy says, hi, everyone. Hope you're feeling better, Jerome. I got 4 miles walking at the mall. That's great. I love it. I love it. Congrats to you, Judy. Um, Sorry, I'm just scrolling down to see if I missed anyone. Priority, is this for me? Are you saying I should take oil of oregano pills to get my congestion away? I'll take a look. I've never. The thing is, like, I've had my pinsan, my cousin. She's been telling me to take all these things, and I am kind of stubborn in a way where I'm just like, but if I just fast, it'll go away. The problem is I haven't really been fasting outside of like one day, so maybe I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Uh, Thanks, A. I hope you're back 100%. Not quite, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, I'll scroll down just see if there's any questions or anything in particular. No worries, Fran. I'm okay. I'm good. I'll be fine. Uh, Andrew says we just got walloped with snow in Rhode Island, a couple feet. Is it really a couple feet? It's how many inches are we talking here, Andrew? That's crazy. I've been digging out all day. I mean, I guess the only plus side of that is you get exercise. I remember when I would shovel, my back would be so sore, or my shoulders would be so sore. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. See, and that's the thing, Willis, right? Is in in a way, it's like this is so like when I was sick, the first day I felt sick, I literally just fasted. And I drank water where I could, but I only drank whenever I was thirsty. So I didn't drink a ton. I'm just like burping. I don't it's probably from everything I ate yesterday. Anyway, I'm just like a ball of gross today. You're all seeing like the worst because I literally just woke up. I crawled out of bed. I'm like, okay, I'll brush my hair a little bit, even though I know it's like it's so messed up right now. And I know I'm a mess, but that's the thing. Is like when I was sick, anytime I'm sick, I usually will just fast it out. And when I fast it out, it seems like it goes away quickly. So the first day when I fasted and the next day I felt so much better. Because like here's the thing. That when I talked to you all about how my throat was bothering me, it lasted one day. And I fasted that day. The next day, I didn't have any more throat issues. My throat, I haven't had a sore throat. I don't have an itchy throat. I just have a lot of congestion. I have a lot of phlegm. And then in my head, I was like, what if I had just kept fasting it out? What if I had just fasted on day two and just let it keep going? Would I have been 100% then? I don't know, but it also requires me to fast, right? Instead of breaking at 43 hours with like a cafe latte and eating a bunch of other food after that. So yeah, I know though from personal experience, I usually get back to 100% pretty quickly. Happy Bunny says, hi guys, missed the chats. Nice to have you here. Happy Bunny. I also got sick and it's been easy to fast, just focusing on sleeping and hydrating, exactly where I was. Before I caught a cold, I went to my dance class. It was fun. Hope I can make it this week. Hopefully you feel better, Happy Bunny. It's good to know that you're able to fast and know that, like, hey, I'm not going to be doing a lot. I'm just going to be laying in bed. So if I can keep myself busy and not focus on food or use food to cover up boredom or comfort, then more power to you. So keep us posted, Happy Bunny. Um, just be less fat. What's the name? Longtime follower, first time commenting. I appreciate you being here. Your inspiration inspired me to start 72 rolling. Just finished fast number 21. Thanks, Jerome. You're very welcome. 21. So 21 rolling, is that what you're saying? 21 rolling 72s? That's amazing. That's I love to hear it. Where has that put you? I mean, you don't have to share, but like if you want to, please feel free. I'm sure I'll read it a little later. So thank you for sharing with us. Um, Hi, Gian. Welcome. Hello. As I'm trying to clear all this phlegm out. Gia says, did my first 110-hour fast that ended yesterday. Congrats, Gia, on your 110. I broke in at 159.6. I pivoted while doing this fast and didn't stop the timer. I ate a few nuts, grapes, carrots, and skinny popcorn while I did this fast. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? So, like, if anything, Gia, and for anybody who's watching this, some of you might say, but well, then Gia should have stopped the timer. Gia should have done. No. The way I look at this is like, if that encourages you to prolong your fast, do it. If anything, just make a note for the future that it was modified and you can maybe put those notes that that's what happened. Now, I'm not saying to put notes like that to say this wasn't a real fast, it wasn't true, whatever. I tell people that so that anytime they look back at their info, they can be like, oh, this was a modified fast. I was able to make this long fast because this is what helped me get there. These are things that are important to mark down because, again, it is awareness, it is honesty, it is being transparent with what you're doing. Congrats on your 110, Gia. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Congrats on being under 160. I'm guessing that was probably a big thing for you as well. Um, Angela says, Jerome, you look good even when not feeling well. I mean, I appreciate that. I don't know if any of you want to be around me right now when I'm just like have all this phlegm and like hearing me clear my throat. I'm like trying really hard not to be gross. The writer says, I'm proud of you for pushing yourself to walk. I mean, I was actually really surprised. I was able to push like 18,000 steps after only doing 70 and being sick the day before. Although if I had any advice for myself now, it would be to say, hey, you could have done 10 and you could have just like rested instead of went out the entire day. But I get it. I mean, I thought I was 100% or I wanted to believe that and I was really just saying just live your life, Jerome. Just do what you. And then I did it the next day, and then I realized, okay, I was pushing too hard. Eating when sick can be important. I get that too. Depends on the illness. Very true. Very true. Give yourself grace, Jerome. I am. I appreciate that, writers. Thank you for the support there. That's helpful for me as well. Um, that's great. The writer says I had a physical on Friday. My labs are already in, all normal. My cholesterol was the best it's ever been. That's great. I love it, the writers. Congrats. Congrats on the good blood work. That's always a huge non scale victory. Always. A says, today was a feast day for me after finishing an almost 41-hour fast. Love to hear it, A. Working towards 10,000 steps for the day. Hit the timer, plan to fast for at least 24 hours. Love to hear it, A. I'm sure. Also, by the way, for people who are part, because I know A's part of my autophagy group, I know I did not update the calendar or the sheet, the spreadsheet for the week. It is updated now for my autophagy group. So you can go in there, you can fill it out. I know you're all used to having it updated right after we have our call, but again, I was sick this week, so I apologize, but it's up there now for anyone who's wondering. So, humility. Nice to see you again. Falling off a little bit. The scale is inching up, but I'm currently writing down my plan to get back to maintenance over the next 2 weeks. That's great. I mean, you and me, humility. I'm up a little bit in weight. I might be eating again today. I have not made that decision yet, but I guess we'll see. Um, I have a feeling this is going to be a rough week for me, just because I have personal things happening right now. But I know Health is still my number one. I still have to take care of myself. I'm glad that you are working on a plan to make sure that you will get yourself back together and or get yourself back into a rhythm. Remember, everyone, as I talk about health and wellness and fasting and weight loss and taking care of yourself, I want you to remember that I do these live streams for a reason. Yes, it's for my accountability. Yes, it's to help keep myself in check, but this is also a place for us to do it together. This is why I do this. This is a community for all of us. This is the reason I do it this way so that you understand you are not alone, that it isn't just you fasting. It isn't just you eating the healthiest. It isn't just you. I'm just burger. It isn't just you limiting your calories. It isn't just you getting your steps in. We are all doing these things together. We are all doing it in our own way, but we are all putting the effort in. We are all being in discomfort every now and then, and that's okay. Sometimes knowing we're doing it together can be very helpful in that regard. So, um, yeah, sorry, I'm like kind of all over the place in my head as well. So, uh, we're just scrolling down here. Fran says, I'm currently in a 36-hour fast. I went for a hike, lifting, and currently stretching while listening to this live. Congrats, Fran. Congrats. Congrats on getting in this fast. Let me know how that 36-hour goes for you. And at the same time, doing these things, going for a hike, right? Like doing all other weight loss levers that you can pull on, that you can work on outside of just the fasting part. So it's great. I love to hear it. Dedux, how's it going? I almost missed you again. I appreciate you being here. Get well soon, bro. I'm working on it. I'm still fasting. My mother passed away last month. Dedux, I'm so sorry to hear that. So I haven't been on YouTube much. Imperfect consistency. Still losing body fat, but gaining muscle. Number one, I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, I can only imagine, you know, my mom is my best friend. I consider her my best friend. I mean, she's the closest person to me in my life. And so I can only imagine Dedux. So, you know, sorry for your loss, and hopefully, things are, it's just tough because I can only imagine. But you're right. Um, Imperfect consistency. I love to hear that you're still working on making sure you're losing excess body fat, you're retaining muscle, you're gaining muscle. I mean, that's the name of the game for me. I haven't been doing so well on the fat part, but I'm working on it. Dedux, I appreciate you coming here. I appreciate you sharing with us. So thanks again. Thanks so much. Just know that we're here. Anytime you need to talk, we're here. So um, Andre says, J-Man, do you find that your appetite is less because of the heavenly hot weather? Listen, Andre, first of all, even though it's somewhere around 85 to 90 here right now every day, I've been here for almost 3 months and the weather has not changed. It is literally 85 to 90 here every day. But that is because it is the dry season here. It is the coldest part in the Philippines. We People have told me wait until March. When March hits, that's when it becomes like 40 degrees here, or like 40 Celsius, which is like 100 plus here. So they told me I have not even seen what hot looks like yet. Now, is my appetite less? I don't think so. I don't think the weather affects the way I eat at all. I think, if anything, the only reason my eating is different is just because of my habits. That's the only thing that's changed over time. So if that changes, I'll let you know. But I don't think the weather has affected the way I've eaten or the amount of what I want to eat. I will say though, because I only have t-shirts here and I only have very small shirts, it usually encourages me not to eat shitty all the time, if anything. So, um, okay. Let me scroll down. Nomad, and sorry, I know I can't get to everyone. I'm just going through other people that I have not read in here yet. Nomad says I did a 26, a 24, and a 20-hour fast back to back, trying to work my way up to 36. Lost 4 pounds, falling forward. Nomad, that's great. I love it. I love it. This is also just a reminder for many of you. So, like, when you see a 26, a 24, a 20, some of you might see this and be like, well, that's not. And, like, listen, before any of you judge, these are all great. Even for people who can do a 16-hour fast but keep their calories in check, that's better than I can do because I can barely keep my calories in check. And by barely, I literally mean barely. For me to keep my calories under 4,000, they happen so far and few between. So for you to do something consistently, Nomad, for you to hit a timer, to be aware, to know that you're working on a goal and still losing weight, that's great. I love to hear it. Thank you for sharing with us, Nomad. Thank you. Melly Mel, nice to see you. Melly Mel says, hi, Jerome and everyone. Checking in late. You good, no worries. Only up 5 pounds after the 3-week vacation. Are you home, Melly Mel? Oh, yeah, back home from vacation. I, I, I can only imagine how you went from warm to dealing with all the snow in Chicago again. So I feel for you, Melly Mel. Getting back on track tomorrow with clean eating and intermittent fasting 18 plus hours this week. I love it. Keep us posted. I'm sure we'll be talking on Wednesday on the Autophagy live stream to go through that. So keep us posted. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, everyone, how we're an hour in. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do fit check. I I love doing these live streams, but I also know I am not 100% right now. I also know I have some personal things to deal with. I have to call my mom in a little bit too, but I want to make sure I still do fit check, that I'm still transparent in that way. I want to do Q&A, but before I go ahead and do fit check, I'll go ahead and share these slides with you again, like I always do. When it comes to fit check, that's where I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically. But I do want to share with you all that I have been overweight my entire life. As a child, here in my kindergarten picture, I love this pic of me though. You know what I love about this pic is this is obviously a home haircut. There's no, it's like, I feel like they couldn't even put the bowl on my head properly, or I just wouldn't sit still for this picture. I mean, literally, look at my bangs on my forehead here. Anyway, I've been overweight my entire life. As a child, in my adolescent years, even in my teenage years. By the time I was a teenager, I was already morbidly obese, like here. Um, and I was already morbidly obese throughout then, all the way up until my 20s, my 30s, and even into my 40s. Now, I share all those photos with you so you understand that I have been pretty much overweight, obese, morbidly obese my entire life. It's not like I just gained this weight recently. Why do I share that? Because I want you to understand that I lost this weight and I've kept it off without medication, without Ozempic, without any kind of peptides, without GLP-1. I have never had weight loss surgery. I am not on hormone replacement therapy. I am not on testosterone replacement therapy. I am not on any of those things. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be on those things. God forbid, if you're on medication, make sure that you are doing what you need to do to keep yourself in check, right? I'm not saying that you should get off of any of those things. I'm not saying that GLP-1 is not right for you. All I'm saying is if you think that you have no recourse, that you cannot lose the weight, that you cannot keep yourself in check through fasting or working on good habits, I'm telling you, I am an example of somebody who's been able to do it. Somebody who thought they could have never. For someone like me who is 5 years old and has been overweight his entire life, there was a point in time in my life when I was like, this is just who I am. I will always be fat. I will always be morbidly obese. I will always. And then I realized that a lot of it had to do with my own habits, with my accountability. And so I share that with you because I'm just saying, if any of you are considering something like GLP-1 or weight loss surgery, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that there's nothing wrong working on good habits. I'm not saying you have to fast for 5 days. I'm not saying that you have to fast for 3 weeks. I'm just saying if these are habits you can practice and incorporate, you can probably find some success. Because for many of us, sometimes that's what it's all about, is just getting those habits in check. So we're gonna do fit check. God, listen, everyone, I'm sick. I'm up in weight. I don't want to do this fit check, but I'm also wearing one of the smallest shirts that I own. But we're gonna do a fit check. Um, this shirt is an extra small. I have not lifted in the last 4 or 5 days. I have eaten 6 of the last 7 days. Yesterday, I ate 6,000 calories. So I am very bloated right now. I am up in weight right now. I mean, even as I'm standing here, I see this crease here. This is like my belly. This is loose skin. This is bloat. This is a extra small shirt, by the way. This shirt is smaller than some of the boys' clothes that I wear. For any of you who are new here and you're like, you wear boys' clothes? I do. I wear a size extra large boy shirt because I'm short. I'm only 5'3". These shorts are size 12 to 14 boys. So I'm not a big guy, although currently I weigh 150. I weighed 150 even this morning. Um, and that's because I've eaten the last 6 of 7 days. I've eaten 3 days in a row now. And I know I need to, I'm coming off of getting sick. So I have not been able to lift weights. I haven't been able to really use these extra calories. But we do fit check for accountability. So you see where I'm at day in and day out. So here's a front shot of me. Here's a side shot. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm just not feeling. I don't want to be I don't want to be in front of the camera. But I wore this tight shirt on purpose, right? This is to show my accountability. This is currently where I'm at. Um, I am, again, for many of you who are wondering, right? I'm 45 years old. I'm a middle-aged man. Many of you might wonder or might say that, hey, I'm too old for this. It doesn't really matter anymore. And my pushback to you is being middle aged, being my age, also doesn't mean that you give up your life. It also doesn't mean you give up your health. You know what I mean? Because the older you get, the more susceptible you are to a heart attack, type 2 diabetes, having a stroke, having something detrimental happen to you, something that can quickly incapacitate you or affect your quality of life. These are things that you shouldn't be saying, well, when it happens, it happens. Because why would you want to be 49 and deal with a heart attack or a stroke? Why would you want to be 58 and deal with a heart attack and a stroke? Why would you want to put yourself in that situation if you know it's something that you can prevent, if it's something that you can help minimize from happening? It is so important that you keep your health number one. You keep that priority in check. Um, that is fit check. Yeah, I am up in weight. Yeah, I am feeling quite bloated. I know though that once I get another fast under me and I get back into what I need to do, I'll be fine. I I still have goals. I still want to get as lean as possible. I just want to get over this cold first. I know I have to do things one at a time. I cannot just expect to walk 20,000 steps and lift heavy at the gym one day after being sick. And that was my mistake. I was sick for the first day. And then on day number two, I'm like, okay, Jerome, go take 18,000 steps. Now, that was probably a bigger mistake on my end because I could have done it better in that way. Just to go through fit check, do I have loose skin? Yes, I have loose skin on my neck. You'll see here I have loose skin on my upper arms. This is usually where I flex and say, but you know, that's why I lift weights to kind of help with the loose skin. But like, I also know I'm really bloated and I haven't lifted, and I feel like I know muscle doesn't just go in a couple of days, but I'm just not feeling it at the moment. But I think that's it. So I'm gonna take some time. Loose skin. I have loose skin on my lower belly, as you saw, my upper inner thighs. Does loose skin ever bother me? I mean, here's the real question. Do I care more about loose skin or about making sure that my type 2 diabetes is gone from losing the weight? Do I care more about loose skin or do I care more that my weight has dropped and that my blood pressure is in check? That my testosterone is back to normal, that I have energy to walk 18,000 steps and not even bat an eye, that I can go lift weights and feel good and feel healthy. What's more important to me, that or loose skin? The answer is easy. The answer is obvious. But Jerome, your loose skin doesn't look, listen, I can't control whatever it looks like. You might think it looks better than other people's. Some other people say, well, that's because you fast. I honestly don't know. But you all know what I looked like before. You all know how big my belly was wearing close to a 40 size waist, or how big my neck was. I mean, just even looking at a photo like that, right? Like I couldn't wear shirts that fit me because my head was so big, my neck was so big, and I had to wear these super big shirts that went down to my knees because I'm only 5'3". Now I get to wear boys' clothes and everything fits fine. Would I rather have loose skin or wear a size 4X dress shirt, because that's the only one that fit around my neck and then everything else had to be altered? I'll take the loose skin. If it's something that I want to deal with in the future, I'll deal with it. But right now, I still have goals to get to. I'm not happy with I am happy with the 17.5% body fat DEXA scan, but I would love to see 15%. I would love to lean out more. I would love to gain more muscle. I have other priorities right now than thinking about loose skin. So just to get that out of the way there. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do Q&A. So if any of you have any questions that you would like to ask, feel free to ask. If you have anything that you wanted to share before we sign off here, please feel free to share now. In the meantime, while I wait for any of that, for any of you who are looking for additional help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can go over a game plan and a strategy to help you get on track. If you are looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, that is basically what I offer to most people. Obviously, we will go through everything I can to help you be successful in getting to your goals. But I know a lot of us, we're looking for that accountability. We're looking for someone to be like, I want to show up for somebody. I know I can't do this by myself. So if that's something you're interested in, finallyfasting.com. If there are any of you who want to support me in an additional way, you can go to the link in the description of this live stream. And if you do that, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. I don't know where my notebooks are, but if you do, if you notice there are some people in chat who have a different color next to their name, they have a little emoji next to their name, that's because they're part of the Finally Fasting fam. You get to use customized emoji. You'll get your name on the intros of these live streams whenever I update that intro. But for many people join that because they want to be part of the autophagy group. If you join the higher tier group, you can join us on Wednesday evenings for weekly group coaching sessions. We didn't do one last Wednesday because I was sick. I appreciate that all of you understood that. I'm so sorry. I need to blow my nose, but I'm just waiting for this live stream to end. I'm like, I know it's disgusting. I'm so sorry. What was I going to say? If any of you are interested in just supporting me in that way, you can go to the link in the description of this live stream for more info. So we'll leave it at that. So I'll answer any questions or any comments that I see here now. Erica, nice to see you. Erica, it's so nice to see you. Erica says, checking in, Jerome, fasted 14 days. congrats, first of all, on 14 days of a fast. I love that. I ate soup, salad, an egg back into my fast, ready to get to 21 days and be done with the long fast. I love that for you, Erica. These are such challenging fasts, right? To do a 14 and then to just have a small meal and then push yourself back into a 21. You know what I'm probably going to say. You probably are waiting for me to say it. But remember, whether it's a 21 or not, and I'm not saying that to discourage you from a 21, I would love to see you do it as long as you can healthily do it. Just remember, if it is 21 or if it's 18 or if it's 12 or if it's 20 hours, you know what happens after that. You refeed and you go again. You go again, you go again, you go again, you practice imperfect consistency, you work on other things as well. Sometimes when people tell me, but Jerome, I can't fast as long, then it's like, okay, then it's time to work on the diet. It's time to work on your exercise. It's time to work on your strength training. It's time to work on your sleep. So congrats, Erica, on 14 days. Congrats on what looks like a really good refeed. I mean, you know what? I'm ready for you to be done with the long fasts too. So keep us posted, Erica. But congrats on getting such a long fast under your belt. I know you're very capable of doing these, and I know that you've been successful with these. So please continue to keep me posted. I appreciate you showing up and sharing that accountability with us. So I hope that you'll do that with us again on Tuesday. So thanks again for sharing. Okay. Let me see here. I hope so, the writers. The writer says for my fit check. That's just water weight and waste. I hope so. Let me see. Thanks, Andre. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Aisha says, your blood doesn't look too terrible. I get bloated and look like I'm 9 months pregnant. I mean, you know, I know that I'll lean out eventually. I'll get that water off of me. I just know that I've been eating a lot lately. I know that I've been sick, so I've been trying to give myself grace and not be too so hard on myself. So we'll see where it goes from there. Margarita, hey Margarita, how are you? Hello, Jerome. Do you think that having a protein shake can help to fast for longer? The answer to this is maybe. That depends, right? But I have worked with many people where they'll do something like this too. And what they'll do is they'll fast, and if they feel like they need a crutch, if they feel like they need something, people will have bone broth. Other people will have something, but just like juice. Some other people will have, right? They'll go on a fat fast. Here's the thing, Margarita. If you think a protein shake can help, try it. It also doesn't mean you have to drink the entire protein shake. Maybe it means drinking a quarter of it. Maybe it means drinking half of it and then pushing forward. If you have it and you're like, well, now I really want to eat. Now it's triggering me to eat. Well, then at least you tried. Then you know. Then that means that maybe not for next time. But the way I look at it is give it a shot. Try it out. See if it's helpful. If it is, there you go. You figured something out. You were able to like try something new. It's a new tool for your tool belt, and you keep pushing with that. If it's not a shake, maybe it's juice, maybe it's bone broth, maybe it's a 0-calorie drink, right? I think it's an opportunity for many of us to play around with different things and see what works. But why don't you try it out and you let me know? And maybe what I would love to hear is what your journey looks like and what it looks like moving forward from here on out. Because I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what you're trying to do, but maybe you can start sharing here with the community. Because I don't think I've seen you here before. Have I? I don't remember. Anyway, thank you for sharing. Thank you for asking. Hopefully that was helpful in that way. Okay. You're very welcome, Margarita. Yeah, the writer says those crutches definitely trigger my hunger. That's a hard thing for me too. So again, I've had people be very successful on it and find what they needed to do. I've had some other people where, like me, it triggers me in that way. So again, it really depends from person to person. But with that being said, I am very excited to blow my nose because I need to do that. So we're going to sign off here. We will be back on Tuesday evening I am hoping by Tuesday evening I will be 100%, but we will be back Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Central Chicago time. For now, before I go, I want to give a very special thank you to Wanda for the $20 super chat, to Andre for the $10 super chat. Thank you both for your continued support. Thank you for always supporting in that way. It means a lot to me, even though I know that you don't have to. I do appreciate it. To all of my finally fasting fam, I'm I really need to clear this. To all my Finally Fasting fam members, thank you for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. Thank you for supporting me in that way as well. I know it isn't something that you have to do, but I do appreciate that. Thank you to all the others that are here on a regular basis who share and who are kind and supportive to each other. Thank you for being here. We will do this again on Tuesday. I'm going to give my obligatory wave goodbye because I am ready to blow my nose and maybe take a short break before I get back to work. So I will see you all on Tuesday evening. Have a great one, everyone. Take care. I will talk to you soon. Bye.